Hey, what is up guys, it is Mike from Versus and I'm back at it with you again with another cool video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to rank up in CSGO. Now, we all get that feeling, we're stuck in Silver, we're stuck in Nova, we're stuck in Master Guardian, we don't know how to do anything, we keep getting Russians, we keep getting salty people, we keep getting salty Russians. Well, I'm going to teach you how to get out of that rank. So the first one is warm up before every game. Now, this may not seem like it's very important, but it is. If you sort out the muscle memory, if your arm knows which way to move the mouse, then it won't forget it until the end of the match at least. So once your muscles start moving, then you'll get a feel of the mouse and then you'll be perfect. What Makalele normally does is he goes on a B-hop server because he needs to move his mouse a lot to B-hop correctly. So he just goes on a B-hop server and then tries to do KZ as well, which is like long jumping and like parkour but for CSGO, and that really helps. What I recommend is a simple free-for-all deathmatch, or maybe aim_bots to help you get with those headshots. So that's the first tip. So the next one is to practice. Now that has become cliche, practice makes perfect, but it's true. The more practice you put into it, better you'll be at the game, and then eventually you'll be global, and then you'll go, oh yeah, it's all you needed was a bit of practice. I'm only Legendary Eagle Master, but I still need to put a lot more practice in to achieve global, but that's literally That's all I need to do basically. Just keep practicing and then I'll just be better and better, and then learn from my mistakes obviously, and then improve. So that's basically what life is. Same with CSGO. So the third one is be more patient. How many times have you been killed by rushing around a corner and the enemy is waiting for you? That's because the enemy was patient. You need to wait for the enemy. Say if you're T-side, even if you're T-side, if you're not pushing one site like all on your own, okay, fair enough. If all your team is pushing B, you can't just wait for everyone to die because that's called baiting. But if your team's not doing anything, then simply just waiting outside, waiting for one CT to push and then taking the pick is a lot better than rushing out and then just getting killed by the 3 people that are on B site. And even with even as CT, most of the time you don't want to rush, because there's more risk in rushing out and taking aim duels, and then you'll probably lose them, and then you'll just be like, wow, if only I was better at the game, when really you could have just waited and then they would have walked into your crosshair, which would be an easy kill. So the next one is use your mic. Now this is quite a simple one, but is quite effective. You don't know how many people at Legendary Eagle Master just don't use their microphones at all, and it actually pisses me off, because if you use a microphone, literally everyone on the entire team knows exactly the same as everyone else, and that means that plays will be a lot better. Everyone will know where everyone is, so they won't be caught off guard. Say if someone goes, oh yeah, there's one under Palace, someone won't just rush onto site and plant, they'll check under Palace first. That's just one example, but there's loads of other examples. How many times have you been killed by someone where your teammate knew where he was, but he didn't call out, and then it just pisses me off. So if you use your mic, then your teammates know. Those teammates know everything that you know. Even if they don't use their mic, it still increases your chance of winning the match because they know more info. So the next one is pay attention to footsteps. Now this is more aimed at the lower ranks, because around Novas, I see a lot of people just ignoring the shift key. They just run in, think that nobody can hear them, but really they're just stepping like an elephant. Just utilize the shift key and hear enemy footsteps. Say if there's loads of footsteps coming out of B, you know it's a B rush, so then you call to your team as shown in step 4. So then everyone is rushing B, and then your team knows, so then they can rotate faster. Instead of you actually peeking, which means you could die. So footsteps are actually a really crucial part of this game. Buy a good gaming mouse. Now this isn't essential, but it will really help you. Good gaming mice. I've had 3 gaming mice, and they're all really good. I had the Logitech G402, I had the Zowie FK2, and at the moment I'm using the Razer Death Adder 2013. I would recommend all of them, but literally all you need is a decent mouse, and then you'll be able to track the enemies easier. You'll be able to grip the mouse a lot more comfortably, which will in turn give you a better experience, and it will make it easier for you to shoot things. So the next one is play with friends. Now this might seem like, oh yeah, I don't have any friends. Well, it's easy to look on Reddit, look for people looking for games. Gamers.com is a good website to look for people to play with. Literally, if you're in a lobby, it's a lot better than if you're solo queuing, because if you're solo queuing, you don't know these people. They could be Turkish, they could be Polish, they could be Russian. They might not even speak a language that's common to the earth. They might be an alien, who knows. They just don't speak English, and they don't call in English, and it'll be a lot better if you play with your team, because you know what they're going to do most of the time, and even if you don't, then most of the time they won't rage at you because you know them, or that you just have a better experience if you play with friends, to be honest. So the next one is stay calm. Now that kind of links to the step 7. Basically, if you shout at your teammates, then I shout at my teammates. I really shouldn't, but if you shout at your teammates, you're much more likely to lose. It doesn't matter if you're telling them what to do. They probably know what they did wrong. They just don't want to admit it. They probably realised it as soon as they did it, and they were just like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. But they'll probably remember, oh yeah, I died that time. I'm probably never going to try and do that again. My bad. That's what they're saying in their heads, but they don't want to say it to you, obviously. But just don't criticise your teammates. Give them positive comments. And then eventually, maybe the bottom frag will end up top fragging. And then maybe you'll win the game, because you encourage the bottom fragger to outperform the enemy team. So the last one is keep your crosshair at the head height at all times. Now this is literally, even at LEM I see people just aiming at the floor. There's literally no reason to aim at the floor unless you're admiring their new Vans.
Damn, Daniel.
Literally, if you aim at the floor, you have to travel your mouse further to get to the head, and the head does the most damage. So you, most of the time, unless you're using AWP, you always want to aim at the head. So you always want to keep your head height. You always want to keep your crosshair at head height. A good map to help you with this is aim_bots, because it's a level ground, and you can just practice aiming at the head at a level ground all the time, and then you just constantly get it in your head. I need to aim at head height all the time, even if there's no chance that an enemy is going to be there. You always want your crosshair at head height just in case. So then if an enemy pops around the corner, you can just tap them in the head instead of having to move your mouse so much. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mike from Versus, and I'm out. I'll see you later.